afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for March 13th, 2020, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. There are some, I think we should all be aware of, that the low frequencies are in very high disarray on this planet, in the atmosphere, above it, below it. And I think that there's a lot of people that, even those that are aware or awake, sometimes get deterred, so to speak, with themselves, don't understand that the intensity of agitated low frequencies, these can be in the form of demons. Demons are created by the conscious, the collective consciousness. In other words, demons are created by us, okay? It's not like they're coming out of some portal. They are created by the collective consciousness, pure consciousness of all existence. So when you understand that, that's a low frequency. Now understand also that all of us on this planet have been in low frequency. We all have. You know, that it's just something that we experience because we're not aware of certain things. We're in bicameral understanding, and we just don't realize that our anger, our fear, our pain, all of these things generate these, okay? Now, this is not conveyed as a negative expressing of understanding. It is an awareness that is a very strong positive for all of us as we continue to transition this planet and ourselves into the higher frequency. You know, being in a fifth density, a 5 dimension, is because of who and what you are, and how much you are becoming one with the God within you, and how you are becoming more enlightened beings. And the way you become enlightened is that you go within. You're not interested really to entertain anybody or anything that you come across that may seem scattered or even demonic, which means that they're angry, aggressive, distressful, combative, these things that you may experience as we continue to ascend. You know, it's almost like, if you would, it's like someone saying, no, don't leave, stay here. And you go, no, I gotta go, all right? And they go, no, don't leave, stay here. And of course the ego mind starts pulling at you and say, oh, you know, and then you start feeling guilty, you know, and that type of analogy basically is that the low frequencies don't want us to ascend because they live off of us. You understand what I'm saying? So in eventuality, their source of energy is leaving them. Now, what would happen if that was you? You can understand why you're so agitated and why they don't want us to ascend, to do anything to keep us in fear and disharmony, okay? And all this is frequencies. You know, it's not some, you know, bookity Hollywood contrived demon type thing. It's not like that, okay? And for instance, you know, you hear about these exorcisms and stuff through books and people's experiences. That's a bicameral mindset. Understand that. Where do you think the voices are coming from? The right and left brain. See, it's all been misconstrued. So, but frequencies, you have low frequencies and you have high frequencies. The low frequencies, when it comes to the civilization, is when we are in a low ebb, where we're feeling vulnerable, we're feeling weak, sensitive, worried. Our body might be diseased in some way, which has pulled us down into lower frequencies instead of staying in a deep gratitude. and love, period. So this process, all of these things going on, this contrived virus, okay? If this civilization realized its power, all with the gods within all of us, and the kingdom of God housed within each and every one of us, this virus would never have had a chance to take hold of the bicameral civilization. Never would have. It'd have been like a blink. That'd have been it, okay? And when you realize that there's others, of course, on the planet, and this is a good example, and it is a good experience for everyone of us as we ascend, is that it is what it is only if you give it the power that it needs, the energy that it needs. And that is the attention, the worry, the stress, the fear. And so that's why we're going to nullify it completely, okay? And another thing is that I've talked about this briefly at times, but we draw upon earthly frequencies, Gaia's frequencies, prana frequencies from her, okay, from the great spirit, the great mother, the mother, the planet that sustains these bodies. And when I talk about onyx and I talk about amber and I talk about these other applications, they're not for adornment, they're for protection. You adorn yourself with as many high frequencies as you possibly can. And you do that because of the fact that you don't care to entertain low frequencies. That's it. You don't have any negative thoughts about it. You aren't worried about it. You just don't care to entertain low frequencies. That's it. We all have. It's not like we're immune to them. But we understand, moving into clear consciousness and ascending and becoming more enlightened, that it's not our natural state of being. It isn't. The anger and all of this stuff. It's not. The worry, the stress, the fear. So you find earthly properties, earthly frequencies that you can put with your frequency to assist. If you have something that's going to, it's like the body. You could protect the body in a field so that any projectiles or anything coming at it or something trying to harm it couldn't get to it. Okay. Now we aren't at the conscious level where we can do that ourselves yet. So we draw upon frequencies that we can use to assist us. And that's why if you go throughout history and you look at the Egyptians, you look at the Mesopotamians, you look at the Syrians, the Sumerians, and you look at all of the rest of them, and some of the other civilizations as well, they use frequencies in the forms of material that they wear. And these frequencies protect them. They literally protect them, okay? Their thought processes, their directions. At one point they would be in much more low frequency, but with these properties and these frequencies that Mother Gaia produces that we can use for ourselves, it puts us on a much better balance. I've been using these frequencies for years and years and years and years, so I attest to them. It's like when we talk about Christine Light and all of her harmonizing bracelets and beads and her new shoe inserts and everything. These are powerful assets for us that we should have and use. I use the foot inserts. I use all these things, and they're very, very helpful, and they're very, very kind frequency. They're a good frequency. And I don't know about you guys, but any good frequency that I can have with me, I'm going to have with me, period. As I ascend and as I become more enlightened and more enlightened, as we all are. So I'm going to give a quote here. It's from Osho, and it's very good. God cannot be lost. There is nobody blocking the way. There is no hurry because God is not something in time. There is nowhere to go because God is not distant in some star. You cannot miss in the very natures of things. Don't seek, don't search, don't ask, don't knock, don't demand. Relax. If you relax, it comes. If you relax, you start vibrating with it. And that's so true. What is it? It is the God within you, each and every one of us. You begin to understand that all of the things happening with this planet, on it, with us, our interactions, everything, they're part of our transition. And the more clarity we have, and the more that we disconnect ourselves from the ego mind that instills these things in us that cause us to become disharmonic. See, where our vibrations are all everywhere, going in every direction. They're not smooth. They're not harmonized. They're intermittent. They're choppy. And none of us are exempt from this. But it's a good thing to be conscious about it. And so we say, okay, fine. So I know that I have the God within me. And I know that I've decided to commune with the God within me and to get to know the God within me, which in turn allows me to get to know me in this body, in this life right now. And it also allows me to move more into harmony and to move more with grace, softness, power and strength, ease. And so the disharmony, the diseases that afflict us, and this is what's interesting, come from our frequency emission. It depends on what our frequencies are. And when we begin, the powerful, positive, absolutely uplifting avenue of this is that we discover it. See, we begin to understand it. So we're not in the dark. We're not walking. Have you ever been in a dark place where you can't see your hand in front of your face and you're walking? You don't know each step what's in front of you. You don't know if you're going to fall. You don't know if you're going to bang into something. And that feeling, you know what I'm talking about? That it's kind of like, wow, now. And you don't know if you're going to stumble because you can't see anything. Nothing. Okay? Now, it's no different than the bridge over the river of void into the land of the unknown, because of the fact that the land of the unknown is where all the possibilities are and all the adventures. So we begin, as we're all doing through these meditations, is we begin to understand that we can shift anything. There's nothing we cannot shift. There's nothing that we cannot uplift. There's nothing that we cannot increase vibrational frequencies. It starts with us, of course. But as we do, and as we begin to vibrate higher and higher frequencies, it spills out, it fans out, and affects others. And it doesn't matter, and I've had people talk to me over the last few months about, demon and relatives that are demon possessed, and how horrible it is and what they've been experiencing. And this is, it is not about them, okay? It is about us. It's about you. And that's what's so important is our journey and our ascension and our enlightenment as we travel and as we experience, as we're doing right now, the very powerful, clear understanding is that how am I going to affect anything in harmony if I'm not in harmony? You can't. You can't. It becomes very frustrating for a lot of us. We'll strike out at people for no reason. We'll degrade people. We'll pass judgment upon them because of whatever that instigates it within us. But it's all positive because of the fact that we're aware. Do you know how many on this planet are not yet aware? And you can see it clearly. It isn't a judgment doesn't make them bad people. It's just we all care. We all are tenderly interactive with everyone on the planet, with all life. We're all one. So we all, in certain way, shape, or form, are touched by others, by these frequencies, by worry, all of these things that are happening. And as I shared last year, we would begin to start seeing and even maybe experiencing things that have not occurred before. And the more aware and the more conscious we become with ourselves and the God within us, the more peaceful, the more at ease, the more gentle, the more kind, the more generous we become. Say, and you feel that through your vibrational frequency, through your heart mind. You can feel that as I speak it. It's a feeling. Say, and the feeling is just, it expands. It's a knowing. And you say to yourself, I know this. I know this. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how old the body is. Okay? We can fix that now. So it matters that the perspective and the understanding in all of us, wherever we may be on this planet, whatever we may be doing, and I put this out to the Pleiadians and the Arcturians and the Andromedans and the Sirians and all of these civilizations. They were all one. See? That our egos is our challenge. Our ego mind is our challenge. It's our adventure to understand. And it's the God within us. Okay? And the God is pure consciousness. So whether other humanoids, other civilizations, whether they have a biomechanical vessel that their pure consciousness enters and then they experience and do and in physical form, it is still the God within it. It is still the God within the biomechanical or the mechanism that in some civilizations houses their consciousness. See? Because the God, just like our bodies, the God is within our bodies. It's a pure consciousness created by source creation, and we are the God, all of us. So it's our vibrational frequency for us first. And then once we begin to understand who and what we are, and we begin to learn more and more about that, the more we're able to reflect and to view and understand. And then our intent is sent out with the deepest of gratitude and eternal love to assist the rest of the civilization, the rest of us. See, because we're witnessing parts of us at one time, shape, form, or another. That's what we're doing. So when we see these disharmonic people that we say, well, they're possessed by demons. Well, pure consciousness creates demons out of the low frequencies that we've experienced and expressed throughout the ages. That's where they are born from, those low frequencies. Is that a negative? No, because the positive of it is that we understand it. We're no longer ignorant to it. And so when we come to the full conclusion that God cannot be lost, that there is nobody blocking the way, that there is no hurry, because God is not something in time. There is nowhere to go because God is not distant in some star. You cannot miss in the very nature of things. And then you realize, I don't seek, I don't search, I don't ask, I don't knock, I don't demand, I just relax. And if I relax, it comes. And if I relax, I start vibrating with it, with the God that I am. See? It is all about us being in ease. with ourselves, ease with ourselves. And this assists everyone on the planet. The more of us that become at ease with ourselves will affect more of the others who are at dis-ease. See? It's with all of us. All of us. We are the God. We are the pure consciousness. We affect the shift on this planet. We affect everything. And every single one of these meditations is affecting everything, every single day. And it is not in low frequency. It is in the highest of high intent and frequency. It is with the deepest of eternal love that we are. It is with the deepest of gratitude that we are. Now, don't you realize how much that's affecting every single life form on, in, above, and below this planet Earth, Gaia, in this now? It's astronomical. It's infinitesimal. It is always. And the more we practice, the more we become aware that we are truly becoming fully enlightened. Because how do we know that? It is because we find ourselves in more and more vibrational harmony. We find ourselves more and more in love with ourselves, with the God within us. We find ourselves viewing things from a much different perspective, without judgment. In other words, watching those who are watching those who are watching. You understand? You're separated from that. We're all one. We are affecting every single one of our brothers and sisters on this planet, without fail. And it's progressing, and it is growing, and it is expanding, and it is advancing, and it cannot be stopped. It cannot be. And all the low frequencies that are agitated, that don't want us to leave, that want us to stay in the ego mind, and want us to wallow in the lower dark matter frequencies, we don't anymore. And it's becoming less and less. And we're witnessing it. And we're experiencing, which is that's what we do, we experience. And it is becoming more and more apparent on this planet that their effect is no longer working. It cannot work. It doesn't work. Through their exasperation and frustration, it doesn't work anymore. For the first time in the history of this planet, it doesn't work anymore. The harnesses and the bindings of the dark low matter frequencies have been evaporated. This civilization is lifting itself, and it is elevating into a much higher dimensional frequency across the board. Some slower, some beginning, some advanced, some complete. But we're all going, all together, not separate one at a time, but we're all in our own way, in our own direction, in our own vibrational frequency, lifting the very existence of this civilization into a higher form of existence, into a God planet, into a paradise, where all life is the highest value in the universe, and I mean all life. We're talking about all life. So, ease. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. First thing that we care to do is to relax our bodies. Relax deep within as without. Move into ease so that the body releases. It doesn't hold on to these degrading low frequencies. It lets them go. Under our direction, under the God that we are, and under through the heart-mind. So we're aware, we're conscious, and we talk to the body to say, body, no need for you to be in disharmony or stressed. Let's just relax, let's release it. And it goes deep because you just don't superficially release the relax. You don't do, you go deep within and you say, I have no need or reason to hold on to that which I'm experiencing if it's in low frequency. Worry, stress, and fear. No, I release it. And it goes. After a while, it becomes autopilot because as soon as you start feeling them, you immediately say, body, we're starting to collect some more stress and fear. Let's just let it go. It doesn't serve us any good, doesn't serve you any good. We know that because we know what the stress and fear can do to you, body. So I just really don't care to have you experience that while I'm in you. So let's just relax. And as we relax, the God comes in. And as we relax, we begin to start vibrating with the God that we are. So then we want to move into the now. And the now is everything. It's not the past. The past is dead. We've already been there. We've already walked that path. There's no reason to go back, reminisce, any of it. It's seductive, but it doesn't serve us any higher good. So we leave it. That's the subconscious, where it's all stored. And we will come to the understanding that we will reprogram our subconscious. We will clear it out, and we will put new frequency and energy in there that we design and the now that actually creates our future. Not living in the past and dragging it into our futures and creating our futures with the past, which is dead. We're in the now, and in this very moment, each and every one of us are creating our futures. And the now stills the mind. It stills the ego mind. It also stills the subconscious. We move into more ease, harmony, higher vibrational frequency. And the awareness is so freeing for each and every one of us because I know what's going on here. I know how to alleviate it. You imagine when you begin to understand that and how powerful that is. It's just absolutely amazing. Now, as we relax the body and we're in the now, we want to breathe. We want to breath in through the nose and breath out through the mouth. And as we breath in through the nose, we'll hold it. Just a brief period. It's about 3 seconds. And as we're holding it, we use different frequencies, high frequencies. I am light, I am love, I am. I am joy, I am bliss, I am peace, I am abundance, I am happiness, I am generosity. I am kindness. I am gentleness. And then exhale, breath out through the mouth. And we want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. Breathing is so important for these bodies. And unfortunately for us, it's pretty normal that we take our breathing for granted and we shallow breathe, which means we're barely breathing. I can guarantee you, if you take a moment and you're sitting somewhere and we're always off on this different things and stuff. Focus just for a moment, and then just catch it. You'll catch yourself on your breath, your breathing, and you'll go, holy cow, I'm barely breathing. That's I never paid attention to that. It's immediately when you focus on your breathing, guess what? Whatever you were doing, you are now in the now. Because breath is the now. So you just, for that moment, focused on your breath. You noticed that you were shallow breathing. You weren't breathing much at all. And then you go, I never paid attention to that. I've had people say this to me. I've never paid attention to my breathing. I didn't realize how much I'd taken it for granted. And what happens is that you start understanding, and you're consciously aware that you're breathing deeper. You'll start witnessing it. You'll start breathing deeper because you're focusing on the moment, and you're focusing on your breath. And after a while, the breath will become automatic. So you'll breathe deeper. You'll exhale. What does it do for the body? Wonderful things. Uplifts the body, energizes the body, oxygenates it more, calms it more, de-stresses it more. Now, as we breath in, we're breathing in divine positive energy. It's pure consciousness of that which created us, source creation, which is pure consciousness. And so when we breath in, this is a communication. It's always coming in. It isn't intermittent. And it comes in through our God and through the heart mind, not the ego mind. And as it comes in through the heart mind, it isn't a voice, it's a vibrational frequency. And yeah, voice is a frequency, but the bicameral is the voices in the head that talk to us, or that we talk through. This is a vibrational frequency through the heart mind, and it communicates. And the communication is ease. Be at ease. And understand that God cannot be lost. And there is absolutely nobody blocking the way. And there is no hurry. Because the God is not something in time. And there is nowhere to go, because God is not distant in some star or in the sky. And you cannot miss in the very nature of things. You cannot miss in the very nature of things. And you don't seek. You don't search. You have no motivation to. You don't ask. You don't knock. You don't demand. You relax. Move into ease. And when you relax, the God comes. And when you relax, you start vibrating with the God. Now, as we breath out, we're breathing out the ego mind. And the ego mind we all have. We all have the ego mind. And we're not saying the ego mind's a bad thing. It's just that the ego mind must understand through our heart mind that we are in charge. And that we say this to the heart mind, from the heart mind to the ego mind, and the ego mind takes a seat. The ego mind sitting there saying, no, you don't need to do that. That's all garbage and crap. That's negative. Come over here with me, you know, and you're fine. You always have been, and just keep following my direction and keep embracing the thoughts I keep firing at you. And as a matter of fact, most of those thoughts aren't even yours. So, you know, feel free to keep embracing them and everything. Yeah, I mean, you don't, it's not that bad for you. So you see, these are all the things that come in. But as we have begun to ascend, we look at it from a whole different perspective and say, not interested in entertaining that. Doesn't even spark even an inclining of my attention. So you're in ease. Now we're in the heart mind, and we're becoming clearer and more conscious of who and what we are. And we're with our God. And also, we all are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest and deepest gratitude. And we have many others with us right now without calling upon them. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. All of them, all vibrating at the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest of deepest gratitude. They vibrate at a different frequency than we do. This is why we don't see them as frequently as we see each other. You don't, you know, is it about seeing or is it about believing? And they do appear in humanoid form, just briefly enough to leave us a message, to remind us of how magnificent each and every one of us truly are. How beautiful, how splendid, how magnificent, how shining, brilliant that we all are. And for the most part, that's why they appear, to remind us of those things. In eventuality, we will always be those, and we will be consciously aware of being those. And they literally, 10, 20, 30,000 can surround one of us at any one time. There's trillions of them. They can inhabit a lot of space and have many in that space because of their frequency. We also have the Ascended Masters. They're of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest, deepest gratitude. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, many, many, many more. And people say, well, what's the difference? Does that make them more powerful than us and more advanced than us? No. We're all from the same source, all of us. So they ascended out of body and hold God form. We have ascended into body. Our gods have ascended into body to experience the physical of the body, of the life. We create the life we choose. We create the experience that we choose to create the experience to experience. We stay in higher vibrational frequency each second because change is constant. We are changing every second. Our ascension is accelerating. Our awareness is accelerating. Our consciousness is becoming clear. It is absolutely phenomenal. And so we are all together here, and we join. And so to speak, arm in arm, hand in hand, we form a light circle of light, a halo, around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, in this now. In this meditation, in this circle of light that we've created. And it becomes so brilliant, you don't see figures, you just see light. And this brilliant light is of the highest of deepest eternal love, from the highest of deepest eternal love, and the highest of deepest gratitude. It is pure, at ease frequency. It is absolutely bliss. samadhi, nirvana. And it always has been there. So as we do this, we reveal a gossamer field that protects everything, that embraces all life, that is everywhere. And it is a glitter. You can kind of see through it, and it's beautiful, vibrant colors, of which the colors on the planet Earth Gaia pale in comparison right now. And these colors are everywhere, flickering, glittering. And we understand that we are all protected on the highest of high frequencies. The emerald green flaming healing light that Archangel Raphael carries. This is a column that reminds us of the power that we are of healing. The violet, blue, purple flame of Archangel Michael. Michael carries this column to remind us of our strength and our resolve. The white fire, which adorns us, and I guess you could say armor. Now, this is a high frequency. It is bristling. It is brilliant light. And it is a glowing light that encases us. It is of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, deepest gratitude. No low frequency can sustain even for a split second around us, ever. It is our choosing that if we choose to lower our vibrational frequency or we are unconscious of it, we will go low enough to invite them in, so to speak. So it is our choice. Do we choose to be constantly and always protected? Or do we choose to take the chance of lowering our frequencies and opening the door and letting them all in? It's our choice. So we all elevate. We all start to move up. And as we do this, we understand that we also have the column power of the purple transmuting flame, which literally eliminates all low vibrational frequencies or attachments that may have disharmonized us, and we transmute them into neutralized substance, and we send it back to the great central sun or source creation. We also have the violet ray that we bring in and cleanse. That column reminds us that we have the power to cleanse the area of which we just mitigated from lower frequencies. And then we have the golden white pink light of deep eternal love, deep eternal gratitude, of that which we are made of, created through source creation, pure consciousness. So we float above our bodies. And as we do, we immediately call out to all of the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are of the highest, deepest eternal love, from the highest, deepest eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light, and of the highest and deepest gratitude. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills this universe. They come in the trillions of Gugaplexes from every direction. So to speak, arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we're all one, and we're all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. and it continues to expand. We call upon all the inhabitants of Agartha, inner earth, hollow earth, beneath earth, many, many, many civilizations, and only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest and deepest gratitude can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, non-ego, stillness of mind, generosity, kindness, gentleness, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And they come arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude, and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude, and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we're all one, and we are all love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to expand. We call upon all of the off-worlders, all of the galactics, many, many, many civilizations. Just to name a fraction that we're familiar with, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Syrians, the Pleiadians. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest and deepest gratitude, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And they come in the billions. They have been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage, our own self-imposed slavery. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude. And we are all the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to expand. We call upon our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this circle of light, in this now. The highest of deepest gratitude. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the billions. Their gods with our gods with theirs. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere and continues to expand. We call upon all the light energy beings who decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth Gaia, in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest of deepest gratitude, join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. Just to name a few of them: the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest, deepest, and from the highest, deepest, eternal love can join us in this meditation, this now, in the circle of light. And the highest of deepest gratitudes are in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the trillions, shapes, sizes, forms, colors, configurations of which we have never seen before. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest and deepest gratitude and the highest and deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are all one, and we are all love. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever, and continues to expand. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. It sets center circle. It houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. Flooding, bathing, saturating our physical, our etherical, head to toe, inside and out. We know through this pure consciousness that we are being bathed in. We know that the God within us cannot be lost. We know that there is nobody blocking the way. We also know there is no hurry, because the God is not something in time. We also are knowing there is nowhere to go, because God is not distant in some star. We cannot miss in the very nature of things. We do not seek. We do not search. We do not ask. We do not knock. We do not demand. We relax. And when we relax, the God comes. And when you relax, you start vibrating with the God. Our meditative sphere, created over 2 years ago, can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. We look down upon this planet Earth, Gaia, all of our brothers and sisters, all life, on, in, above, and below, and they too are being flooded, bathed, saturated in the same understanding in pure consciousness as they awaken, because we are all one. What we feel, they feel. What they feel, we feel. And we are all love. And our godlight energy is flooding, saturating, and bathing this planet, lifting it into the highest of high vibrational frequencies, and all life with it. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. that each and every one of you are. We'll be back here Saturday, March 14th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.